Research. Talk nerdy to me. So, reviewing calls to action from leadership. Basic steps. Get involved with an organization. Be consistent in your involvement. Let them know you want to be a part of leadership, and then lead and invite others to do the same. So when I'm talking about research, what do I mean? So when you're assisting a professor with a research project they are currently working on or will work on in the distant future. And why would you do this? It's going to help you land a great letter of recommendation with this professor because they're working side by side with you and they get to look at you outside of just a student, but someone who's contributing to their work. PT schools are academic institutions. Your professors at PT school are going to be PhDs or DPTs. So either way, they're familiar with doctoral level academia and they're doing research on their own as well. That's what their life is. That's what they're going to talk about in the interviews. You also will likely do a research or capstone projects in PT school that will require you to be familiar with scientific process, data collection, stats, all that stuff. And this will help you be more confident with that. Now, if you work with the professor long enough, they may even hire you on as a research assistant. Depending on your academic institution, some schools don't do that for undergrads, but maybe they will. And as I mentioned before, anything that makes you stand out, such as research, is going to be a great talking point in an interview. In my interview, in all of my interviews actually, I was able to bring up the fact that I did research, and in one in particular, the person I was interviewing with is a foot and ankle specialist, and I was doing research that had to do with the foot. And we talked for about 5 minutes about just the project and what we found. And it was really, really fun to have that kind of ability to discuss a topic confidently with someone who's an expert in that field. I do think it helped me land the acceptance to the school. I'll say that. So how do you get linked up with a professor to work with? I'll briefly tell you my experience and you can learn what to do and not to do. So as usual, I started out on my own and I just did cold calling or cold emailing, if you will. I went on the different faculty websites. At least I went to the healthcare professions majors, or the health science majors rather, and I found different topics from the professors that were interesting to me, and then I emailed a bunch of them. Well, later on, there was a professor that was an advisor for our club, and I kept going back to him and talking about, hey, can I possibly get involved with your research that you're doing on the foot and ankle? And he said, yeah, sure. And things just didn't pan out. He was really busy, and you'll learn that professors are very, very busy with all that they have on their plates. So adding a new person to assist them in research isn't necessarily a priority, and you have to be persistent and to keep on them. So I kept coming back, and little by little, we got the paperwork filled out and IRB stuff and made sure I had all my safety training, and then I was able to participate. And eventually this led to me having a job as a research assistant. So I had a ton of experience. I had a lot of hours. I don't even remember how many I had in that job, but it gave me great experience, and it was a major selling point for me as an applicant. So what we learned from this story is ask your professors you have a good relationship with, or professors that you know, if they have any projects that you could help them with. Because they know you, they're going to be a lot more likely to bring you on as opposed to a cold call, just like with a job. If that doesn't work out, go to health science professors, go to the faculty pages, and see if there's any availability for research. Some school sites may even have a list of all the different professors and all their areas of emphasis for research, and you can just pull from that. You email and go meet with professors. If you know there's someone in particular that you really want to work with, find out when their office hours are and go in and talk to them and show them that you're serious and see if you can get on board. At the end of the day, this is going to require you to just be really, really persistent and to stick on it. But it's something that can really set you above other applicants and raise the bar of your application. So when should you start reaching out? Sooner the better. I would maybe say a year or two before you apply. And when you find a professor that you click with, that might be the best time. If they have an area of research that is somewhat interesting to you and you have a good relationship with them, they may even bring it up, jump on it. And in general, let's say you have a lighter semester in the spring than in the fall. And so you say, okay, what you want to do is start reaching out to that professor in the fall and say, I'm interested in helping you with research during this semester. Make it very specific and ask them, could I help you out then? If they say, no, I don't have anything going on, but you could help me during the summer, then you already have the ball rolling. So reach out ahead of time, and then that can help you narrow down when you're actually going to assist them. So here are the calls to action. First and foremost, plan out when you're going to start reaching out to professors. Again, try to reach out at least one semester before you actually have time to put that into your schedule. Visit faculty web pages and see if any professors have research topics that interest you, and then reach out to them, whether that's through email or visiting them during their office hours. And once you get a research experience, make sure that you log your hours and write down your experience with the professor that you're working with, and you'll be in great shape.